Things I Never Told My Doctor, Part 7 by John P. Gallagher. Chapter 13. I moved to Mayfair Apartments, which was originally painted with lead paint. They had literature about it at the realty agency. It said lead is a problem for persons with mental health problems. I did not think it would be a problem. At my new apartment, I was going through caffeine reduction after first giving up the booze. It is like they say about people giving up alcohol, they automatically replace it with lots of caffeine. For quite some time, I had been drinking coffee all day and mixing it with powdered chocolate. I started by discontinuing the chocolate. I was getting migraines. Maybe the lead paint was causing a problem for me. It was a large apartment, so I was happy with it otherwise. And the air conditioner worked perfectly after I took off the cover and cleaned out the dust. I worked a couple of clerical jobs and then moved to Wisconsin Dells to be of support to Mom since Dad had Alzheimer's. I had a job for 7 years doing home health, which had expensive costs for my car. During work, I had 2 separate auto accidents, which left each car totaled. I had to be towed 5 times. The total totaled cars were towed to the salvage yard. Once my battery went dead. I got stuck in the mud at a park, and my starter went dead while I was driving home at night. I coasted to the side of the road. I had a real problem with some cars. I finally got a more modern car with lights on the dashboard that light up if a problem is developing so I can do something before it gets worse. I go to a reliable car shop now. They do courtesy inspection when I get an oil change every 3 months. I was trying a new medication. When I started it, my psychiatrist said it might not work. I ended up going to Wisconsin Dells to live with Mom, leaving my partner in Madison apartment. With the new medication, I was disposing of the excess baggage of emotional problems I was carrying around with no resolution. I went through hell for 3 months with nightmares as stuff came out while I was asleep. I was resolving how I felt about the issues. I started drinking alcohol every day so I could be more creative with my writing. That is when things started to come apart. I had a great fascination with the cult, as well as Bible study, heaven, hell, and religion, strong belief in all these things. The door was open with understanding. I knew there was a psychological bond to control thoughts until an item is received or given away. It is only then that the bond is broken and the issue is forgotten. I had an episode. At night, I go to the Portage Park near Wisconsin Dells. There is a vampire Portage Park and ghosts too. The 911 call center received 130 calls from Portage on one day from a line that was disconnected. This happened when I saw the vampire in the park. I had a premonition that the vampire needed to receive forgiveness from a holy man so that it could rest in peace. Otherwise, it had to walk to the ends of the earth. I also saw ghosts in the park at night. They looked like tortured souls. I could see them in glimmers of partially nude men dancing in the shadows, moving into the moonlight, and disappearing in the shadows. My friend who I did volunteer work with said I was a priest because of how I worked non-stop for people who suffered for years. I gave them relief. I had a premonition that the vampire was going to be in the park and would show himself. I went there at 11 p.m. The vampire appeared after a few minutes. He crossed the back of my car. I saw a reflection in my rearview mirror of his white shirt cuff with a black suit coat. I did not see the reflection of his hand. His sleeve was swinging as he walked past. Then I noticed that the reflection had passed out of view. I looked over my shoulder to where he would have been, and there was no one there. Then I sat for a while. The park was filled with large puddles of water from the rain. After a few minutes, there was movement in the shadows, and the top of puddles flickered like something was flying over it. Then it all stopped. In the moonlight, there was a faint, ghostly image of a young adult man in a 3-piece suit standing at the edge of the park, staring at me. I realized from premonition that he was a blood-sucking vampire seeking forgiveness so that he could rest in peace. I just stared at him. Then I shouted, "Go home." I meant for him to haunt his homeland forever and leave my home's park. The ghostly image faded till it was gone. Shortly after starting the alcohol, I realized how bad of an idea it was, but it was too late. I gave another week, and then I was not getting along with my mom. She told me she wanted me out of her house. At that point, I went to the hospital to get off the medication that did not work and to start on the old one. It took 10 days. I found an apartment in Madison to move into from the hospital. I remember another time when I gained consciousness on a patio deck in the back of a house. I could see someone was sitting at a dinner table. I figured I must have blacked out at the bar, and now here I was. I was with John, who I knew from the park. I asked where I was, do not remember what he said. Then I lost consciousness again. I remember being placed in my bed and woke up to see someone, but I do not remember who. I woke up with bumps on my head, and my keys were by the door, which is not where I kept them. In the morning, there was a guy knocking on my door, asking if he could see my apartment. From his conversation, he seemed more like someone interested in how I was doing after last night. I went to the grocery store, and some guy was sitting on the curb outside the store with his friend. I thought he was an old friend. I introduced myself. He was talking to his friend about finding another stray to take home. They were looking at a dog tied up outside that had been there for quite some time. We decided to wait a while to see if the owner would come out of the store. It was a convenience store, after all, so they should be right out. I talked with them a little and felt he was not an old friend. I walked him and his friend and his new dog home in the direction of my place. Then we came to his place, he said goodbye, and I went home. Went in to see my general physician for a physical. Had some blood drawn for test. 2 weeks later, I saw my general physician again. He told me I was pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and 32 pounds overweight. He told me to see a dietitian, do what she said, and make an appointment 3 months from then for blood tests again. Then I saw him once he got the results back. I started with reducing my psychiatric medication by half since I had gotten off the 3 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke daily. I drastically changed my diet to both oatmeal for breakfast and everything else I knew to be healthy, along following the advice from the dietitian. I saw my general physician again. He said it was fantastic. He told me at this point, people come in again to see him. Most have gained more weight, and he then writes expensive prescriptions for them. He said I was no longer pre-diabetic, my blood pressure was good, and my cholesterol was okay. He told me I should still try to lose more weight because it would be easier on my back and heart. The dietitian said that since I was taking Tegretol, I needed to take vitamin D. Tegretol reduces my vitamin D. She explained that you need vitamin D to absorb vitamins. After a week on the additional vitamin D, I noticed that my cuts healed faster. I changed my diet. I got rid of the coffee creamer. I'd been dumping so much creamer in my coffee that people said, "You like coffee with your cream." My psychiatrist told me coffee creamer is the #1 artery clogger. My friend, Eric, asked me to go with him every day on long walks. Walking fast for good exercise. We went for a walk every day. I noticed my heart felt as though it was clogging with beating really fast, that plaque was coming loose and pushing through. It was pushing through for about the whole half hour of the walks the first 2 days. You don't feel like this on the walks. Then on the third day of walking, it did not happen, so it must have all cleared. Over the years, I dealt with many issues with my psychiatrist and therapist that involved medication management and discussing problems as they arose. Over time, I developed healthier habits. Psychiatry also got better as I found doctors who were more educated on the latest standards of diagnosis, and as the Diagnosis Standards Manual, DSM, was updated. The DSM is written by the American Psychiatric Association and is used by everyone working in the field of mental health. Now I was back to working part-time and making more money to pay more for bills, vacation, clothes, car, credit card bills, and easier grocery shopping. I was back to being downtown again, a walk around Madison, which I've always enjoyed. I was having a good time and getting good exercise.